All right, with Monterey Car Week right around the corner, I figure it's a good idea to go ahead and provide all of you an update on what you can expect from Monterey Car Week and what you can expect from me at Monterey Car Week, because you know I will be there once again this year. Now, the first thing I want to address is a question I see asked all the time is, where can I get a Monterey Car Week pass? And the reality is no such thing exists. Monterey Car Week is just a big umbrella term for a whole slew of events that happen throughout that entire week, throughout various places within the Monterey area. And so with the exception of some of the higher end rallies going and putting packages together where they buy the tickets for you and lump it all into one package, you have to do that yourself. And so whether it's go to the various auctions or the various shows or whatever, each of those companies has their own tickets that you have to procure on your own. And unfortunately, some of the bigger events like Quail and I think even Motor Lux on Wednesday night, I think those are sold out. Things like Pebble Beach, you can still get tickets for. Concorso, these type of events you can still get tickets for. Prices do tend to go up the closer you get to the event, but the options are usually still there to get tickets. I know last year when we went, I didn't get my tickets for Pebble Beach Concourse until the end of July. And of course you could still get tickets then. So you just have to go through and figure out which events that you want to go to and get your tickets that way. Now, while not perfect, the website What's Up Monterey has a pretty good guide of all the events happening throughout the entire week. I still use it as my gold standard to figure out what events to go to and which ones I don't want to go to each year, even though at this point I've been going so many years, I have a pretty solid routine of which events I hit up and which ones I don't. This year, interesting is the Ferrari Owners Club, FOC, is really ramping up their presence at Monterey Car Week. Normally in the past, they've just had an event Saturday evening at the Barnyard, and it's been a fun event to attend. They get a lot of cars to go to that. But this year they've added 2 additional events. They're having one Wednesday evening, a nice dinner that they're having, and then on Thursday in Carmel, they're having a concourse event. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna be going to the concourse event on Thursday. I'll probably be going to the Barnyard Saturday evening. And I also wanna address, it's a misconception that you have to spend a ton of money to have a good time at Monterey Car Week. Sure, there are events like Motor Lux on Wednesday night, Quails on Friday, Concorso on Saturday, and Pebble Beach Concourse on Sunday that do tend to cost a lot more money to go to, ranging from I think $150 or so at Concorso all the way up to several $1,000s for certain ticket packages at Motor Lux, Quail, and Pebble. But most of the events have little or no cost. So most of the different auctions throughout the area have either no charge or low charge to get into. I think they typically range from free to $20 to $50 a person to get in. And so that's a very inexpensive way to see some really amazing cars. Some of the auction companies like Gooding and RM have been posting on social media the cars that they're gonna have at their auctions during Car Week, and they've got some really incredible cars that you're not gonna wanna miss out. If you don't wanna pay the money to attend Pebble Beach on Sunday, but you wanna see most of the cars that are gonna be at Pebble on Sunday, you can go to the Tour d'Elegance on Thursday morning at the Equestrian Center, and it's free to attend, and you get to see most of the cars there before they go out on the tour. Now, the downside, of course, is that you're not in the beautiful backdrop that you get at Pebble Beach Concourse on Sunday, and you have a lot of people crammed into an area that's a staging lanes essentially for the tour, but it gives you an opportunity to see all the cars, most all the cars on display in one location before they head on the tour. So I think they start lining them up around 6 or 7 in the morning, and then they leave I think around 9:30 in the morning to go on the tour. So there's a couple hour window that they're there, and then of course they go and drive around the area and have a great day on Thursday. All right, now supercars and hypercars are more your style, then you definitely want to go and check out Exotics on Broadway on Saturday, as that is a free event to attend, and they get a huge amount of supercars and hypercars to attend. Now, that being said, because it is a free event and because the types of cars they do get at that event, it tends to be wall-to-wall people. Now, there is a new event this year that's happening on Saturday at the Monterey Fairgrounds. This event was originally going to be a 3-day event, but due to issues with getting enough volunteers to cover that event, as well as a variety of other issues they ran into, they've dropped it down to just a single day, and it's going to be on Saturday. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how this event does, being a first-year event, costing I think it's like $150 a person to get in. and being on Saturday when you've got events that are free, like the Exotics on Broadway that I already discussed happening that day, which is a huge draw. Concorso is also on Saturday. That one is also around $150 or $200 to attend, depending on when you get your tickets. And then of course in that morning you've got Concours de Lemons, and then you've got the track with all of its events going on. So there's a lot of stuff going on Saturday. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well that event does. I wish them best of luck. I will not be attending this year because I already got my plans for Saturday, and so it's gonna take my attention elsewhere. But that being said, as I mentioned, go ahead and check out What's Up Monterey's website. I'll put a link in the description below. It has the most comprehensive list of events for the week that I've seen to date, and it's always been a great resource for a number of years. Now for me this year, we're doing a little bit of a truncated trip down to Car Week. We're gonna be coming in on Wednesday and leaving on Sunday. So Wednesday, we're probably gonna hit up the little car show in Pacific Grove, depending on what time we get into town, and then maybe just relax a little bit. Thursday, gonna get up early, hit up the Tour d'Elegance, and then from there, probably hit up a variety of the auctions. The Gooding auction is right there at Tour d'Elegance, and then of course, definitely gonna be hitting up RM and try and squeeze in Meekum as well. And then Friday is gonna be the big day for me this year, which is usually the big day for me every year, and it's gonna be at the Quail. And this year is the 20th annual event for the Quail, so it's gonna be a huge anniversary event for them. It's gonna be a great time like it always is. And I'm gonna be showing my 458 there. So really looking forward to that. Gonna have it on display in a great Ferraris class, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then Friday evening, gonna relax, spend some time with some friends. And then Saturday is just gonna be a nice relaxing day. Probably end up at the Barnyard in the evening with the Ferrari Owners Club. And then Sunday, we'll see how it goes. Probably just gonna get up and head home early that day though, because it's gonna be a long week with a lot of stuff to be covered during that week. And of course, I will be bringing my camera along with me so I can bring all of you guys along and share my adventures that week. I will be doing uploads every single day that we're down there for Car Week. That way, get you guys the freshest coverage, and you're not gonna have to wait until weeks after the events are done to go ahead and see what's going on if you're not able to make it out for the journey this year. And that's all I've got for today's topics on Monterey Car Week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I do have other videos on this topic as well. You wanna go and check out the playlist for that. I've got things like options for different restaurants and previous year's events coverage, so check that out as well if you want to get more insight into everything that is Monterey Car Week.